So I set this up for a bench test. Here's your speed controller. You can turn it on. See our motor starts. The amplifier is amazing. I mean, that little, I don't know if you can see it, that little 2030 or 2050 amp used as a preamp, and on this side you can see the volume control, the speed control input, and the guitar input. This amp's amazing, and the speed control causes no noise in the amplification. So let's talk about the modifications that have been made. The power supply was pretty much left original. The original connector right here for the amp was left in place so that the amp could be taken off or the amp could be put on, and everything was modular so that if you had to work on something, you could work on it. Now, what happened to the power supply? We installed this plate by spot welding and put the switch in. We left the original slow blow fuse holder in place, and you can see we now have a cord hooked up. Underneath the board, or on the board itself, a lot of the motor controls were taken out and things that weren't necessary were disconnected. So basically, all that we're using in this power supply is the transformer, the two caps, the rectifier down here, this cap, and this resistor, and that's it. And we modified this plug right here, to put out 110 volts to our motor power supply. So underneath the board, you can see what we got going on here. Basically, we come in and the ground is there, and the power line goes to this switch. The switch then goes to the fuse, and the fuse goes to the transformer. The other side of that, you can see the blue wire here comes in and goes to the other side of the transformer. So we have 110 volts applied across these two lines to the transformer when the switch is turned on, protected by the fuse. Now, you can see that we've doubled up the other side of the fuse, and it comes over to this trace. And this was just a convenient point because here was our 6-pin plug. So we take this trace, we broke the trace right here so that we could run it to this particular pin on that plug. The other side of that comes from here. So this comes down and connects to this pin. So what happens is we allow 110 volts out of this connector plug with everything else isolated, and it puts 120 volts to the motor. So you can notice that a lot of this stuff was disconnected. Everything that was disconnected was stuff that we didn't want to continue on or interfere or draw down anything on the circuit. Now, same as always, you can see we have our outputs. They go across the caps. The caps filter it and put it out as DC voltage on this connector here. If we turn our supply on, if we go between this pin and this pin, you can see we have negative 43 volts there. You can see we have positive 43 volts there, and this should be across the resistor. Should be about 35 It's about 37. So that's in the ballpark. And if we go to these two pins here, you can see that we have 120 volts. That is going to our motor power supply. So let's briefly talk about our motor power supply. 120 volts comes up. One side goes straight to the transformer. The other side goes to this fuse. The fuse then goes back to the transformer, so that protects the motor side. This particular transformer is 120 volts to, says 20 VAC at 2.25 amps, basically. That output comes over here to this rectifier board, and the rectifier board makes approximately 30 volts. That 30 volts goes down to this, which is an 18 volt regulator. And that 18 volt regulator eventually goes out the front to supply our amplifier section and our motor speed controller foot switch. So this is making 30 volts, and it comes over to this relay. So when we send a control signal back from the foot switch, it activates this relay, which then puts 30 volts on the input of the LM317, and the LM317 is controlled by pots on the foot switch. That outputs a voltage to this transistor, which actually parallels with the 317 to make a 3 amp supply. Then that supply goes out, straight back out to the motor. So let's talk about what was done with the amp. This amp, I didn't think much of it when I first saw it, but after listening to it, it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice amp. It's supposed to be able to put out 70 watts, which I believe it probably does, because you have these two big power transistors here that are fed by this transformer and put the output out, and it's actually pretty nice. All we did here is we added a TDA 2050 preamp. Now this uses 18 volts that comes from the power supply, and at 18 volts it can take 50 milliamps and take it up to about 800 milliamps. This input is a line level input, so it can convert that rather well. So you could run a guitar or an organ through here, no problem. We've added the input jack, and we've added a 15-pin DIN connector down here and some stress relief that go to the controller box. And then here's our output to the speaker. Here's our input from our preamp, and that's basically it. And then on this side you can see the jack was added here, the 15 pin was here, and we have an external volume control for the preamp, which works rather well. And then if you need to go in and set the other amp, there's a hole right here that was original to the Leslie's that you can stick a screwdriver in and crank your amp up. Also hooked up to this plug is this is the Hall effect sensor for the speed control. So that goes to, this goes inside the Leslie and picks up off a magnet that's spinning around on the Leslie rotor. Sends a signal back via this 15-pin connector to the display unit on the foot switch control. So we're going to demonstrate how this thing works, and we're going to use the demonstration song inside the Yamaha piano. Just to give you an idea how this thing sounds. It sounds pretty good. You can see we have a preamp volume here. Well, that's all I got for now. The cabinet needs to be stripped and re-Tolexed, and I have to replace the grill cloth on all three faces on the bottom. So that's going to take me a little while. And then we could put the electronics that we just talked about back in the unit and take it for a test drive. After that, I'll publish the schematics, and that'll be the end of this project. So thank you for watching. Please, if you feel free, subscribe, and I guess we'll see you next time.